Dennis was running errands when he saw a little girl at the bus stop. She approached him and asked if the upcoming bus could take her to a specific place written on a note she had given him. He was surprised to see his home address on it, and then he discovered something more shocking. Dennis was waiting for the bus to take him home. After work, he'd been running errands for a long time, but he was finally done and ready to rest. He sat down on the bus stop bench and waited for the vehicle to arrive. Hopefully, it wouldn't take long. Suddenly, he saw a little girl close to him and she gently tapped his shoulder. "Hello, mister, can I use this bus to get here?" the girl asked, stumbling on the words in a childlike fashion. Still, Dennis understood what she was saying, and then she handed him a note. He grabbed and looked at it, somewhat perplexed because this little child shouldn't have been alone on the street looking to ride a bus. But something even more shocking happened. He saw his address written on the note. It had to be a mistake. "Why do you want to go here, little girl?" he questioned, giving the message back to the kid. "I have to find my daddy. Mommy gave me this note and said he was there," the girl responded in her tiny childlike tone. Dennis's eyebrows rose in surprise at her declaration. That was impossible. It was clearly his home address and he'd never fathered a child, but he was curious now. "Where's your mommy?" "She's at the hospital. She got sick today. I have to find my daddy so I'm not alone," she explained, looking at Dennis in earnest. But he was even more stunned by her words. Her mother had told her to find this address just like that, he wondered silently. They lived in a relatively safe small town in Beaufort, South Carolina, but it was still a dangerous task, especially for a young child. She could be kidnapped or worse. The bus to his house arrived and Dennis decided to guide her. "This is the bus that'll take you home. I'll be with you," he assured her, and the girl nodded, suddenly grabbing his hand with the utmost trust in the world. Dennis couldn't believe it because he'd never been good with kids, but this girl seemed to believe in him implicitly. He suddenly felt a protective instinct come over him and he was not leaving her alone. They got on the bus together and were silent on the ride. "We're here, let's go," he said and stood up, guiding her out of the bus. They stood in front of his house and the girl was surprised when he opened the door. "You live here?" she asked, her eyes wide and curious. "Yes, this is my house." "So you know my daddy?" she continued. "Well, I don't know. Tell me more about yourself. What's your name? What's your mom's name?" "My name is Lisa and my mom is Lena," she replied. Dennis frowned because he didn't know anyone in town named Lena, but maybe he could make some calls. He was determined to help this girl and something occurred to him suddenly. "Can I see the note again?" he requested, and Lisa handed him the paper again. He saw his address once again, confirming that it was in fact his home, but there was something on the other side reading Beaufort Memorial Hospital. "I'll explain everything." Dennis frowned. "You said your mom was at the hospital, right?" he asked, and she nodded thoughtfully. "Okay, we're going to visit her." He grabbed the little girl's hand again and they took another bus to get to the hospital. He asked about any Lena admitted today at the nurse station and the nurse shook her head. "There's no one called Lena, but there's a woman named Linda if that helps," the woman revealed, and something in Dennis's brain clicked. The little girl hadn't been able to pronounce her mother's name correctly. Her mother was Linda and Dennis did know her. They had a fleeting romance years ago and hadn't seen each other again. "Can I see her? I'm with her daughter," Dennis asked, gesturing towards the child still grabbing his hand. "Yes, but she's just out of surgery. She might not be conscious for a while," the nurse explained and told him her room number. Dennis and Lisa got there and the little girl ran to the bed. But even at her age, she knew that her mother was in a delicate condition, so she carefully grabbed her hand and started talking gently. Linda's eyes opened and she smiled weakly at her daughter. "A man helped me get here. He lives at the address, Mama," Lisa suddenly revealed, pointing towards Dennis, standing awkwardly closer to the door. "Linda," he breathed and got closer. "Oh, Dennis." She began and tried to get up, but Dennis discouraged it. "I'm so sorry about this. I'm sure you have a million questions." "I do, but we can save them for another time. Rest for now," he told her and grabbed a chair to sit down beside her. He turned on the TV to distract Lisa, and they waited for her mother to wake up again. The little girl fell asleep quickly and Linda woke up again a few hours later. They could talk more privately now. "Now, why did you send that little girl alone on this weird quest, Linda? It was insane. Why didn't you call me?" Dennis questioned. He already suspected who Lisa's father was and Linda needed to know how dangerous the endeavor had been. "I know, it was crazy, but I've been sick for a while and all my friends abandoned me. No one would watch Lisa, but I don't know what I was thinking sending her to find you like that. The only thing I remembered was your address, not your phone number, and I didn't know what else to do. I think my brain was too tired to think properly. But I guess you figured out she's your daughter." She tried to justify, her words coming out slowly and weakly. Yeah, I knew it immediately when the nurse said your name was Linda. Lisa said it was Lena, Dennis added. Linda laughed faintly. Oh, she does that. We're going to figure things out, Linda, okay? You should have told me when you got pregnant. I would have stepped up, but well, that's the past. I'm stepping up now, Dennis stated, and Linda nodded with a feeble smile. Fortunately, she got better soon enough after her surgery, and they started sharing parenting duties. Lisa even stayed home weekends with him. They mostly talked about their little girl and things were calm, but eventually they discovered all the things they had in common, and he looked forward to seeing them both every day. Eventually, Dennis realized something one day and went up right to the bus stop where he knew Linda got off after work to pick up Lisa from preschool. Oh hey, what are you doing here? Did you want to pick up Lisa today? Linda wondered with a huge smile. Actually, no. Dennis started and smiled coyly at the mother of his child. But I wondered if you could help me find this address. Linda grinned but was confused as she grabbed the note he gave her. It had Linda's home address. She laughed aloud this time. What are you doing? Turn it over. So she did, and on the back it read, Will you marry me? Linda's hand went to her mouth and she almost started crying. Yes, she whispered, and Dennis swept her up in his arms in a tight embrace.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.